It's safe to say the 2022 World Cup has thrown up a number of incredible shocks. Argentina beating Saudi Arabia, Japan beating Brazil, obviously a few in the last game of the group stages, Cameroon beating Brazil, etc., etc. But I guess they were kind of more likely because Brazil and stuff were resting players. But we're going to look back in the past, and that's got us thinking, what are the 10 biggest shocks in World Cup history? Starting off with number 10, Senegal won, France nil at the 2002 World Cup. France was reigning world and European champs, where Senegal was making a debut. Many of Senegal players have come through youth systems in France and part of French teams. Despite the fixture being an opening match of the World Cup, they were not overwhelmed by the situation, and they scored the only goal of the game when a run on the left wing and played a perfect cross for Diop in the 30th minute, and France eventually finished bottom of the group, but Senegal went to the quarterfinals. Number 9, Northern Ireland won, Spain nil at the 1982 World Cup. Host Spain needed a draw to finish top and progress, but they dominated possession but had little penetration. Earlier in the half, Jerry Anderson intercepted a misplaced Spanish pass and went on a long driven pass ball to Billy Hamilton, who beat his man, whipped it across. The goalkeeper misjudged the cross and palmed it straight to Armstrong, who fired into an empty net to give Northern Ireland an incredible win. Moving on then to number 8, Wales v Hungary in 1958. Hungary were not a team they were 4 years earlier when West Germans shocked the world by beating them in the final. However, they were still regarded as one of the best teams, and after drawing 1-1 with Wales earlier, this would play off to decide which of them would progress. The Hungarian team looked tired in the 33rd minute. 10 minutes after half-time, an equaliser went in, but Terry Medwin scored the winner from a counter-attack 14 minutes later. Number 7, a bit more recent, South Korea 2, Germany nil in 2018. Despite losing to Mexico earlier, a win for Germany would have been enough to see them go through. South Korea had a slim chance but needs to win by 2 goals and hope Mexico would prevail over Sweden. South Korea previously only beaten Togo and Greece at a World Cup. The match was heading for 0-0 when Kim Jong-un scored 4 minutes into injury time. 2 minutes later, Son scored the second, but South Korea was still eliminated as Mexico had lost to Sweden, but Germany failed to progress. Moving on then to number 6, Uruguay 2, Brazil 1. This was the final group phase, but it's effectively the final as the winner was guaranteed to win it. Brazil only needed to avoid defeat on home turf to win the match, and with just 25 minutes remaining, Brazil looked set to do that, but Uruguay scored twice in 13th minutes to silence a nearly 200,000 crowd, and it would haunt the country for 60 years more, only to be replaced by 7-1 at the 2014 World Cup. Moving on then to number 5, Ghana 2, Czech Republic nil in 2006. After reaching the 2004 finals and negotiating a relatively tough quality for the World Cup, the Czech team was regarded as a dark horse. Ghana was making its World Cup debut and already lost to Italy in a tough group. In this match, the Ghanaians set the lead after only 70 seconds and went on to comfortably beat them and qualify for the knockout round, which definitely was not expected as the tournament got underway. Moving on to number 4, and that's Algeria 2, West Germany 1 in 1982. It's their first ever World Cup, and they delivered the team's finest result to date. They went in front to one of the tournament's favourites, but Algeria failed to progress from the group despite this strong start. They would play out the result, which would put them through to the next phase. West Germany would eventually reach the final that year, but lost 3-1 to Italy in the final. So yeah, definitely a shocking result there. Moving on then to number 3, 2010, Switzerland 1, Spain nil. Like England v the USA, which I'm just about to come on to, Spain was a favourite. Our opponent Switzerland had beaten only South Korea and Togo at the World Cup since '54, but Spain had 22 shots, Switzerland 6, but Gelson Fernandez going in the 52nd minute clinched it. But Spain, of course, were able to recover and did indeed win the 2010 World Cup. Moving on then to number 2, USA 1, England nil in 1950. England was the favourite to win the tournament, while the American team was a semi-professional squad with low expectations. Despite England's dominance in the match, Joey Gaetschen's header in the 38th minute won the game for the US. It would be another 44 years before the US would win another match at the World Cup. And yeah, I think that kind of just summed up how big a shock it was at the time, and yeah, even as time has progressed really. But moving on then to number 1, 2022, Saudi 2, Argentina 1. Despite Argentina taking the lead and dominating the match, they were shot by 2 Saudi goals in 5 minutes. First scored with a great finish for a free ball from the midfield, and then with a fantastic curling effort from just in the box. Well over 45 minutes was played after the Saudi goal, but Argentina were unable to find a response, and the greatest World Cup ever shock happened, in my opinion. And yeah, it's still incredible to watch back. Argentina have kind of found their form in the World Cup now, but yeah, that will live long in the memory, that result. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and those comments down below, and follow this channel for daily football news and scores. My channel, I greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.